I have Grayson with me, high-level player. We're gonna be working on counters. Now, previously, just before this, we were working on some speed ups and working on his counters, and there were some issues there, and I'm gonna address them in this video. So if you are struggling with players that are speeding up at you, or you're struggling with pace, this video is for you. Let's get right into it. All right, Grayson, counters. Now, you're a lefty, right? You play that right side a lot. So there's gonna be a lot of balls that are gonna be in front of you and I'm attacking. So what we saw just previously, so get in your ready position. You, first of all, if there's a ball down the line that this player is speeding up, what do we have to cover first?
This line.
Okay, why is that?
Because it's easier for them to go down the line and my partner's got the middle.
Okay, good. So we're gonna cover the line first. So
Yep.
if there's a ball, we'll say outside of your right shoulder, let's get in your ready position.
Yeah.
How would you hit it? Okay, so you're gonna go 2.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so really powerful out here. And typically, outside of anyone's shoulder here, this is powerful for 2 hands.
Yeah.
Okay, now, the ones that you're having trouble with, right, as we saw, when it's kind of like this midsection here, or even this shoulder right here, so your dominant shoulder. Yeah. Okay, so do you remember how you were kind of handling those?
Yeah.
So how do you hit it?
Like here.
Okay. All right, so why?
I don't know, it just felt like, with the right, it just felt like comfortable to hit like that.
Okay. All right, so what we're gonna work on today, and just for those of you watching, there's a few things to keep in mind. There's really 3 zones that we need to cover very well as a right-handed player or a left-handed player. Let's just, so let's get in your ready position. Yep. Okay, so zone 1, which would be, again, this is flip for Grayson, but which would be your dominant side, right? So anything outside of, outside of Grayson's left shoulder. So this is zone 1. Zone 2 would be anything in the body, right? I mean, there's high zone 2, mid zone 2, and low zone 2, right? There's anything in this area. And then zone 3 would be the non-dominant side, which we talked about for if you have a 2-handed counter, this could be really good to cover and very powerful. Just to, also something to note, with 2 hands, right? It's easy to cover zone 3, but when it gets to zone 2, it's very, very difficult and it's a little bit more jammed up. It's hard to accelerate through the ball to have solid counters. So this is not the problem. We're gonna talk about zone 2 and a little bit zone 1. But Grayson, you said that you don't normally practice one-handed counters.
No, yeah, not at all.
Now I know you have the shot. Okay, so let's start in your continental grip. Yep. And then I'm just gonna feed you some balls and I want you to just counter it, okay? Yeah. So right to zone 2. Good, nice. Okay, beautiful. Good, okay. Okay. Okay, so couple things, Grayson. Now, we worked on this a little bit the other day. That's what the viewers don't know. And then we were catching this. But the biggest key things that what I said is in the beginning, you were catching that counter way too early. Okay, so this is another problem that we see a lot of players make. If you catch it too early and you're actually contacting the ball with your elbow fully extended, you're gonna lose power. So what did I tell you, Grayson? So where should we contact?
You gotta contact it closer to your body.
A little bit closer, so you're gonna see elbow bent, and then, you know, this is where we actually wanna contact, but we're pushing through that contact zone. So if you want to have really strong counters, a lot of it has to do with your paddle position, but it's your timing too. Again, if you're too far ahead, you're gonna be making errors, you know, out or into the net. If you need to work on the counters in your game, we created this free video to help you specifically more with that. Just go to crushbangers.com or go to the description below. So Grayson, now again, we're gonna do a couple more zone 2 counters, okay? And I'm gonna feed you the ball. Make sure you're catching that a little bit closer to you. Okay, we gotta get comfortable to let that ball come in a little bit so that we can actually push out, okay? So here, I'm gonna go a couple here, feeds here. It's all right, again. Again. Great counter. Again. Good. That's right. Here we go again. A couple more. Nice. Good. All right. So another thing to keep in mind, Grayson, your follow through on your counters. Okay. So when my opponents are in transition or more back, I have more room to really counter through and they're further back because that next ball is going to come back a little bit slower. Yeah. So if I'm at the net though, speeding up, we actually would like to keep our counters a little bit shorter. Okay. So like right now you're coming like way out here.
Yeah.
And if they're in transition, they're in the baseline, that might be okay. For something where we're really in a fast firefight, I want to just see you popping it straight like this and then coming to here.
Okay.
Okay, so super short, boom, pushing with the shoulder and then coming back. So let's try that because you're gonna get enough power just by pushing it straight. So let's try that. Here we go. Good. Okay. And then try to come right back to that ready. Okay. Good. Like that. Good. There we go. Good. Nice. Okay. And then believe it or not, I don't know if you guys can see this in the video, but he's getting just as much power with a shorter compact motion. That's why when it comes to counter attacking, the biggest key thing is like where we're contacting it and if we're pushing through the ball at the right timing. So really good, Grayson. Now I want to talk to you about the zone 1. Okay, so this is your dominant side zone. You know, I know Grayson's a lefty. You can flip it as you're working on your game if you're a right-handed player. Now, how do we handle this zone? What do we got? What do you think?
Forehand.
Okay, so I would say a high zone 1 on your dominant side forehand is ideal if we can get there. Now the low zone 1, you obviously, you know, this would be a good one to actually hit as a forehand, but you know, at times, Grayson, you're going to be reading the down the line shot and you may have to cover your zone 1, low zone 1 with your backhand. Yeah. And we see this even at the highest levels, and that's okay because, you know, we need to cover our body first, and it's okay to protect our low zone 1 at times with our backhand, and you can still get really good pop. So how do we do that? So let's go your ready position here. Yep. And then again, on the low zone 1, if we can catch it, you know, same area, right? We don't want to be too early, right? But like right around here, okay? And then the biggest key thing is that we're just pushing through with our shoulder. So let's cover that, the low zone 1. Let's cover that and see how that goes. Okay, here we go. Good, nice. Nice, so that was a good one. Good. Okay. Yes, good. Okay, but you see how effective that is?
Yeah.
So that's the low zone 1. So now let's go high, okay? And we're gonna put all this together. For those of you watching, you know, we're gonna put all this together, but let's see your ready position again, Grayson. Okay, so that being said, here's something that, a suggestion that I have for you. And a lot of you watching, you know, you could be wondering like, do I set up 2 hands, 1 hand? If you are going to be countering more with 1 hand, then you know, it's okay to have another hand on it, but you just have to be willing to let go, right? Because you can actually cover your zone 2 and your zone 3 with 1 hand a lot. Now, if it's way out here on your zone 3, then obviously your 2 hand is there, okay? So that's number 1, but we're gonna actually go high zone 1 now, okay? So let's get in here ready. And this is where, you know, you need to be able to let go because we need to turn here. So the biggest key thing with all players that I've worked with, even myself at times, is this is what we don't want to do, right? Take it back past our left shoulder. Okay, so if we could just come to here and push through, that's our best case scenario. And then from here, we can always get it down. You know, this spot is always tough, but if we can get here early, then we can get those counters down. So number 1 here is just open that paddle right to your opponent. So go ahead, yep, and then just push straight through, okay? So let's cover that. I know it's coming there, but I think the important thing is starting in that ready and then opening up and just pushing down, okay? So a high zone 1. Okay, again. There we go. That was a good ball. So again, same thing. As you finish, get right back to ready. Okay? Good. Great ball. Yes. That looks really good. Good. Okay. Again. Good. Nice. Okay. Again. Beautiful. Nice. Okay. So don't overswing, just a little punch. Like that. Good. Okay. Now a good exercise that we're gonna do is kind of to incorporate everything that we just went into before we get into live play, is I'm gonna feed Grayson some of these zones and then we're gonna actually play out the point. So this is very realistic as you're practicing as a high level player, and also realistic as in where the ball's gonna come back, okay? Or to kind of, you know where that is and start to see these patterns, okay? So Grayson, we're gonna go low zone 1 again, okay? We're gonna practice that. I'm gonna feed you, and then we're gonna play it out after that, okay? So here we go. Oh, that's tough, okay? And just as a really high level strategy tactic here, Grayson, you're almost always gonna be playing that right side, right? So you're, and almost always you're gonna have a right-hander in front of you, right? So in that last example there, if I speed up to your low zone 1, your best counter is to put it right, like straight on. And as you can see that, do that again. Your paddle is almost already faced there. So it's very, very tough for me, right, to get to here. So like if you're gonna aim somewhere on this counter, don't just aim at my body, aim at my dominant side, okay? Really good, again. Good, okay? Good, good, okay? Here we go, a couple more. Good. Now, I'm even sitting on it because I know it's coming there, but it's still a tough shot. But Grayson, as you're playing, as you're developing these patterns, it's really important to have a counter attack target in mind. Because what most people do is they have an attack target in mind, but a lot of people don't even think about, let's have a counter attack target in mind. So when when someone's initiating on me, let me have somewhere in my mind where I know I'm always gonna go to start, and then we move it, okay? So, same thing. Now I'm gonna go high zone 1, and then we'll play from there, okay? So that one, you're kind of coming down. You need to come more out. That? Good, good ball. Oh, tough. Tough ball, again. Great ball, nice. Okay. So that one, you took it back a little bit far. So just right in front of that left shoulder, okay? Good, nice, good ball again. That's right, 2 more, again. Good ball, yes. Good, okay. All right, so we got that side down and we're gonna put it together. Last thing we're gonna do is some live points. So this is really good. Grayson now knows kind of the zones, how he wants to be covering. Now this is not gonna be perfect, right? Even the best of the best will get caught on these zones at times, but we're gonna work through it here. So Grayson, I'm gonna feed you a dink to your forehand. I want you to go dink to me here, the outside, because this is the shot that we were struggling with, right? So from here, I'm either gonna attack zone 2 or zone 1. So again, we're just gonna see how you kind of deal with that, and then we'll talk from there. So dead dink here, and then I'm gonna attack. Here we go. Great ball, great counter. Okay, again. Here we go. Good, okay. Try to keep that swing a little shorter, yeah? So all you need to do is pop it, okay? Go. Good. Okay, here we go again. Get it to this other zone here. Yeah, and that's that low zone 1. That was great. Again, here we go. Oh, good. Okay, now really quick, little test, a quiz. Are you thinking of your counter-attacking target?
Down in this righties.
Okay, so you
right
are.
Here. Yep.
You are, so you're going for something.
Yeah.
Good, 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 good. Okay, a couple more. Here we go. Okay, so that one's a little bit big. I could tell when it's big because if you're ending across your body on your counters, you're kind of swinging big. Now, there's a time and place for that, right? But let's try to keep it short. So when I end, it's just boom, straight, okay? Here we go. Like that, better. Better, better, better. Okay, let's see if we catch him in the zone 1 high, okay? Here we go. Good, there we go. That was a good switch. Again, same ball. Yeah, it's okay. That was good. Keep that backswing short. Tough, again. Good, good. 2 more. Low zone 1. Oh, he had it. That was the right shot. Here we go again. Ah, touching that net. Last one. Good, good, dude. So, any questions? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so to recap, zone 2, how should you be hitting that shot? Okay, 1 hand. You don't wanna go 2 hands and get jammed anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so zone 1, we got the high zone 1, so show me that, good. And then low zone 1. Now, lastly, for those of you, right, we can still hit that as a forehand, that low zone 1, but it is much easier just to come and then pop it like that. But good job, Grayson.